Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Bold and the Beautiful puts Taylor Hayes in Ridge Forrester's borrowed bed, and Steffy Forrester is too elated to see what this means for her mother next week on the CBS soap. Last week, Bold and the Beautiful stripped Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, of her dignity with Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline Sinswood, paving the path for this to happen. Since landing in LA this time, Taylor has come close to drooling over Ridge Forrester, Thorsten K, several times on B&B. Unless Taylor Hayes is secretly dying and going for the gusto while she can, she just put her broken heart syndrome on a fast track to destruction. What is wrong with Ridge? He knows how fragile she is. Yet, the dressmaker walks away from one bed and lures her into another without pause. Then there's Steffy, who spent years on Bold and the Beautiful, wanting nothing more than for her parents to become lovers once again. Despite how this could destroy Taylor Hayes, Steffy can only see her selfish agenda. That's getting rid of the Logans. But Ridge will undoubtedly trot back to Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, as history repeats itself with Ridge, Taylor, and Brooke. Bold and the Beautiful has Steffy Forrester so driven to rid Brooke Logan from her father's life that she sees only one way of doing this. So, with the desperation of a 12-year-old with a newly divorced mom and dad, Steffy wants her parents back together. But Steffy is not 12 and her parents parted ways years ago, so Bold and the Beautiful fans urge the soap to have Steffy get over this. That said, as long as she pulls her father and Brooke apart, she's happy. So this sounds like her main objective. Then, her mom gets Ridge Forrester, the man she loves, which also suits the Forrester daughter. While Taylor Hayes isn't on death watch anymore, she may have some manipulation up her sleeve. Her odd behavior on Bold and Beautiful may indicate she's on a mission. Bold and the Beautiful had Ridge Forrester so attentive when Taylor believed she was dying. Then, as she worked through her broken heart syndrome, he was there for her. So he wouldn't dare put her in jeopardy of a reoccurrence of that disorder. But Taylor grabs onto Ridge Forrester, even before he gets to wash off Brooke's lingering perfume. So this might be her security play. Once Ridge christens this relationship again, he wouldn't think of dumping her with that diagnosis hovering over her head. And Taylor Hayes knows this. So she hopped in bed with him on Friday's episode. Then, possibly, in her head, this would seal the deal. He wouldn't dare chance hurting her to the point where she battles her broken heart syndrome once again, or would he? Ridge Forrester will likely see the wrath of his daughter if, or more like when, he goes back to Brooke. Bold and the Beautiful history indicates this is the most probable scenario for the dressmaker. But this time he will be playing with Taylor's health. He probably didn't think through what hopping into bed with Taylor Hayes would mean this time. Dumping her for Brooke would likely set her back with a health problem. But he likely didn't think about the commitment this conquest would entail, as her health is now on the line. Ridge's reason for bedding down his ex is likely simple. He tried to satisfy his ego and maybe even looked for a little secret payback when sleeping with Taylor Hayes last week on Bold and the Beautiful. But what he probably did was to anchor himself to her, without looking that far ahead. If he dumped her again, like he's done in the past, she could suffer a relapse of her illness. Then the finger of blame would point to Ridge. So it looks like several reasons emerge to suggest that Ridge and Taylor's lovemaking opens the door to disaster on the CBS soap. In the glitzy world of the Bold and the Beautiful, where love triangles are sharper than a tailor-made Forrester gown and betrayals come as frequently as Fashion Week, Taylor Hayes finds herself yet again at a crossroads, one that may cost her the very essence of who she is. For decades, Taylor has been the picture of poise, intelligence, and unwavering love for Ridge Forrester, but in a shocking twist, is she now willing to trade her dignity for a permanent spot in his bed? Taylor has always been known as the steadfast counterpart to Brooke Logan, the perennial rival in their never-ending battle for Ridge's heart. But while Brooke has used a combination of fiery passion, well-timed seduction, and sheer audacity to keep Ridge tethered, Taylor has taken the moral high ground. Or at least she used to. In the latest drama unfolding, it appears that Taylor may be ready to throw caution and self-respect to the wind just to ensure that Ridge remains by her side. Ridge and Taylor's love story is a tale as old as time, one fraught with tragedy, misunderstandings, and deeply rooted devotion. They've built a family together, shared countless stolen moments, and yet Ridge always seems to be pulled back into Brooke's gravitational force. Taylor, a woman who prides herself on being a world-renowned psychiatrist and a beacon of wisdom, has long professed that love should not come at the expense of one's self-worth. But is she about to betray her own principles? Recent episodes hint at Taylor's willingness to do whatever it takes to keep Ridge from returning to Brooke. She has already played the game by the rules, held onto her integrity, and watched as Ridge still found his way back to his other great love. Now, she appears ready to employ tactics that are more akin to Brooke's playbook: manipulation, desperation, and, dare we say, a touch of moral flexibility. The war between Taylor and Brooke has played out for decades, and it seems no amount of wisdom or personal growth can sever the tension between them. Brooke has been painted as the unapologetic temptress, someone who fights for love with an all-or-nothing attitude, consequences be damned. Meanwhile, Taylor has traditionally been depicted as the woman who waits, believing that love will prevail without coercion or cunning. But with Brooke once again lurking in the shadows, ready to reclaim her place at Ridge's side, Taylor may feel she has no choice but to play dirty. And if history has taught us anything, it's that when love is at stake in the bold and the beautiful, ethics quickly become a blurry concept. The moral dilemma: love versus self-respect. Taylor's potential descent into desperation raises a larger question about love and self-worth. At what point does fighting for love cross the line into self-betrayal? Taylor has always prided herself on being the woman Ridge should be with, the stable, intelligent, nurturing choice. But is she willing to sacrifice the very qualities that make her the better option just to ensure he stays with her? The truth is, Ridge is a man who has rarely, if ever, made definitive choices when it comes to love. He is the eternal pendulum, swinging between Brooke and Taylor with little concern for the emotional carnage left in his wake. If Taylor allows herself to become just another player in this toxic game, what does that say about her evolution as a character? Has she truly learned nothing from the years of heartbreak and abandonment? If Taylor goes through with whatever scheme she's brewing to keep Ridge, the consequences could be devastating, not just for her, but for their entire family. Steffi and Thomas have long taken sides in the battle for Ridge's heart, with their allegiances firmly with their mother. But if Taylor loses herself in this game, could she lose the respect of her own children? More importantly, could she lose herself? The greatest tragedy of all would be watching Taylor reduce herself to a shadow of the woman she once was, all for a man who has never truly committed to her. If Ridge does stay with Taylor under these circumstances, will it truly be love, or will it be obligation, convenience, or even guilt? And if so, is that the kind of love Taylor wants? If Taylor thinks Brooke will sit idly by while she plots to secure Ridge once and for all, she is sorely mistaken. Brooke has made an art form out of reclaiming Ridge, no matter how final their breakups appear to be. She is unpredictable, relentless, and deeply connected to Ridge in a way that defies logic. If Taylor thinks she can beat Brooke at her own game, she may be in for a rude awakening. The possibility that Taylor's actions could backfire spectacularly is very real. If Ridge senses manipulation if he feels cornered, history suggests he will rebel. And more often than not, that rebellion leads him straight into Brooke's arms. Taylor is a woman who has dedicated her life to love, healing, and family. But if she allows desperation to override her better judgment, she risks losing everything. There is no doubt that she loves Ridge with every fiber of her being, But love should never be about winning or losing. It should be about respect, trust, and mutual choice. If Taylor truly believes she is the right woman for Ridge, she should let him come to that conclusion on his own. Because if she has to trap him, manipulate him, or trade away her dignity to keep him, then the man she is fighting for isn't worth having. In a world where the bold and the beautiful thrives on unpredictable twists, only time will tell if Taylor's gamble will pay off, or if she will be left holding the pieces of yet another shattered heart. But one thing is certain. If Taylor swaps her dignity to cement Ridge in her bed for life, the real cost may be the very essence of who she is.